Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the Finance 360-degree session. So today we are going to have a very important session, that is on the revision. So we will be revising the RBI notification, RBI press releases, the finance current affairs that we have discussed in December 2024. Okay, so now why this session is so important right now? Because it provides you the understanding in regards to the kind of questions that can be asked in the examination. So the MCQs, you have to practice a lot of MCQs, and the revision session will provide you the idea that what kind of questions actually appear in your examination. Okay, and it will also show you that how much your subconscious mind has the power to remember many of things. Okay, so even if you are not trying to remember the facts or cram the facts right now, still your subconscious mind will help you to answer many of the questions. So you also have to check your logical mind, that how much you remember in your subconscious mind. Okay, so this revision session will provide you the understanding of the kind of questions that are asked in the examination, as well as the revision session will help you to understand how much you remember from the topics that you have studied. So good morning Saurish, good morning Manish, welcome to the session. So let's start with this very important session, and I hope you know that the RBI notifications, the RBI press releases, the finance current affairs, they are very important for the RBI Grade B examination, for the different regulatory bodies examination. So let's start with today's session. But before that, to subscribe to the YouTube channel of EduTap so that you continue getting the relevant videos, and join our Telegram channel in which you will get the PDF of the session, and the link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. So good morning Vidhi. Let's start with the today's revision session, and this is the first question. You will get the PDF of the session in the Telegram channel. The link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. Usually the support team uploads the PDF in the Telegram channel, so they take 24 hours. Okay, so within 24 hours the PDFs will be provided to you. Okay, so this is the first question. Let's see how many of you are able to solve this question. This is more static based, but this topic was currently in news and this was issued by the RBI also. Very good Mrityunjay, good to see the answer. So Reserve Bank of India issued an operational framework for reclassification of investment by the foreign portfolio investors into the foreign direct investment. Okay, so foreign portfolio investors, they are investing in the shares of the company. Okay, so there is the limit that how much the foreign portfolio investors directly or their group entities, how much they can invest in the shares. So there is a limit. If they cross this limit, then they either have to decrease their holding or they will have to reclassify their investment as foreign direct investment. Okay, so the investment made by the foreign portfolio investor along with its investor group shall be less than 10%. Very good. It should be less than 10% of the total paid up equity capital on a fully diluted basis to be considered as FPI. So if the investment in the shares, if the investment in the equity is less than 10%, then it will be considered under FPI. But if the investment is increasing of equal to 10% or more than 10%, so either decrease your holding or reclassify as the FDI. So there were the guidelines that were released in this regards. So I can see all the correct answers. Good to see that. So this news article we have already covered, that the reclassification of the FPI to FDI. So there were norms that were released that within 5 days of exceeding the limit of 10%, or within 5 days if you have reached 10% of the shareholding or more than 10%, so within 5 days either decrease your shareholding or fill the forms to reclassify your shareholding into FDI rather than FPI. Okay, so for FPI the shareholding should be less than 10%. Now coming to the next question, let's see how many of you are able to answer this question. So the RBI has issued the master direction, the Reserve Bank of India internal ombudsman for regulated entities. So these directions were released in 2023, and internal ombudsman scheme is very important because in the recent RBI Grade B examination we have seen a direct question from the internal ombudsman scheme. So even when it was released in December 2023, still the question came in the examination of the RBI Grade B recently. So this scheme is very important. Try to answer this question. Here, which of the following statement is or are correct in regards to the applicability of the internal ombudsman in the regulated entities? So banks having 5 or more banking outlets, try to tell me that what are the correct statements here. So banks having 10 or more banking outlets in India, whether such banks is incorporated in India or outside India, excluding RRBs. So this first statement is wrong because here it should be 10, not 5, okay? Deposit taking NBFCs with 10 or more branches or non-deposit taking NBFCs with the asset size of 5,000 crores and above and having public customer interface, they will have to hire the internal ombudsman. So it is not 500 crores, it is 5,000 crores, and this was a direct question in the RBI Grade B in the recent year. Okay, so it was 5,000 crores, not 500 crores. All non-banking system participants with more than 1 crore prepaid payment instruments outstanding as on March 31st, 2023 or thereafter, they will be applicable for internal ombudsman. Absolutely correct. All the credit information companies will also be applicable for the internal ombudsman. So the third and fourth statements were correct, and these are the entities on which the applicability is there for the internal ombudsman. The first and second statements were minor, they were having minor miscorrection. Okay, so the first and second statements are wrong, third and fourth are correct. So the D is the right answer here. Okay. Let's move forward. So this is the internal ombudsman scheme that we have discussed in our session. This is one of the very important schemes of the RBI, where the regulated entities, on the basis of their applicability, they have to hire the internal ombudsman so that the grievance redressal can happen in a fast manner and smooth manner and in the correct manner from the regulated entities itself. Okay, coming to the next question. So in regards to internal ombudsman, there are some guidelines. Try to answer this. So RBI has issued this master direction on internal ombudsman. Which of the following statement is or are correct in regards to the tenure or appointment of the internal ombudsman? So the internal ombudsman shall be either retired or serving officer in the rank equivalent to a general manager of another bank or financial institution and such, with minimum working experience of 5 years. Is it correct? What should be here? Is it the minimum experience of 5 years that is required for internal ombudsman? No. The minimum experience required is higher. How many years you have to tell me? So the internal ombudsman shall not be over 70 years of age. This is correct. The tenure of the internal ombudsman can be in between 3 to 5 years. It should not be less than 3 years. It should not be exceeding 5 years. So this is also correct. So the first statement is wrong. And how many years of minimum experience is required? No one remembers? 7. Very good, Guru Raja. So it is 7 years of minimum working experience that is required for the internal ombudsman. Yes, correct answer. Okay, so first statement is wrong. The second and third are correct. So you had to tell the correct statement. So here, second and third, that is B is the right answer. Okay, so this is the basic information about the internal ombudsman that you should know about. Now, the tenure, that you can understand that should not be less than 3 years but not exceeding 5 years, and the guidelines are given for the appointment that the minimum experience of 7 years are required for the internal ombudsman, and the age should not be over 70 years, and the appointment of more than one internal ombudsman is also allowed in consideration with the complaints. Okay, now coming to the next question. Now this is regarding the banking law amendment bill. That is a very important bill recently passed by the Lok Sabha. So how many of you remember? Try to answer this. So the bill seeks to increase the period of directors to 10 years for cooperative banks. Absolutely correct that the bill, the banking law amendment bill, it is trying to increase the period from 8 years to 10 years for the directors in the cooperative banks. Okay, under the Banking Regulation Act, substantial interest in a banking company or in a company refers to holding shares of 5 lakh or 10% of the paid up capital of the company, whichever is less. Now the bill amends this threshold from the 5 lakhs to 2 crore. So this is the idea that is provided by the bill. The bill changes the definition of fortnight to the period from first day to 15th day of each month, or from the 16th day to the last day of each month. So currently the fortnight definition is Saturday to the second Friday. So this becomes confusing. So it is said that the fortnight definition will be changed from 1st to 15th and from 16th to the last day of the month. Okay. The bill allows the appointment of up to 4 nominees for the purpose of the deposit accounts or for the accounts. For deposits, such nominees can be appointed successively or simultaneously. So simultaneously 4 nominees can be appointed, or successfully 4 nominees can be appointed. So successively means one after the another. If the first nominee is available, so the first nominee will get the money. If the first nominee is not available, so the second, third or fourth will get. Okay. Simultaneously means that in a percentage the division will happen of the deposits. If the person dies and the nominees are there, so nominees will get the money or the deposits in the simultaneous manner as per the percentage determined. Okay. So successively or simultaneously the deposits can be given to the nominee if the person dies. Okay. And 4 nominees are there, not 5. The bill widens the ambit of the funds that can be transferred to the Investor Education and Protection Fund. So if for the 7 consecutive years the funds are not claimed for the shares, for the dividend and such, so the funds that are not claimed will go to the Investor Education and Protection Fund after the 7 consecutive years. Okay. So D statement was wrong, all the other statements are correct. That's why the incorrect statement here is D. Okay. So this is the basic idea, that the bill has given different updates, that the different amendments can come. Lok Sabha has passed it, now it has gone to Rajya Sabha. So these are the updates that has come in the Banking Amendment Law Bill. Now coming to the next question, that is recently there was the news regarding the CRR, regarding the decrease in the CRR. So the CRR has been decreased by what basis points, as well as in how many tranches the CRR has been decreased. So try to answer this. So CRR of all the banks is decreased by 50 basis points in how many tranches? In 2 equal tranches, that is 25 basis point, 25 basis point. So here the answer will be C. Okay. So this is a very easy question but very important, because the CRR, repo rate, SDF, all these percentages you must know about. Okay. So you need to have the clarity in regards to the percentages and the recent changes in these important monetary policy tools. So the monetary policy tools, there was a direct question, the descriptive question that came in the last year about the tools of monetary policy, that is CRR, repo rate, SDF, MSF, and the monetary policy tools are also very important from the objective point of view. So the objective questions can come like this. Okay. Now coming to the next question, that is regarding your FX retail platform. So try to answer this question. So here the Reserve Bank of India has proposed to link the foreign exchange retail platform with the Bharat Connect. Bharat Connect is your Bharat bill payment system. So FX retail platform, this was launched in 2019. In the first phase, it is proposed to implement a pilot facilitating the purchase of the US dollar against the rupee by individuals and sole proprietors. So basically, foreign exchange retail platform, it is a very good platform for the retail investors or for the retailers, for the sole proprietors and for the individuals, for the wholesalers and such. So they can buy, they can sell or buy, they can buy or sell the foreign exchange through this platform, where the real time value is provided to the individuals for the sale and purchase of the US dollars and such. Okay. So now it is said that the foreign exchange retail platform, that is the online web platform. So it is said that it should connect with the Bharat Connect, it should connect with the Bharat bill payment system, so that the foreign exchange retail platform, it is also provided through the applications, through the different applications through which the Bharat Connect or the Bharat bill payment system is provided. So now the foreign exchange retail platform, it is getting connected with the Bharat Connect, and in the first phase, it is proposed to implement a pilot facilitating the purchase of the US dollar against the rupee by the individuals and sole proprietors through the applications through the Bharat Connect. Okay. So this is wrong. The foreign exchange retail platform is developed by the Clear Corp, Dealing Systems Limited, this is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Clearing Corporation of India Limited. So this is correct. The foreign exchange retail platform is developed by this authority. So first and third statements are correct. Only the second one is wrong. So the answer is C here. Okay? Yes. Now coming to the next question. So foreign exchange retail platform, we have discussed that this is a platform, online platform that is developed by this authority. Now this platform is getting connected with the Bharat Connect of NPCI so that the platform can be provided, or the system, this mechanism can be provided through the mobile applications, through the apps also. Okay. So this is the basic idea, that right now it is an internet based application. So it is getting connected with Bharat Connect so that it can be provided through the different applications like Phone Pay, Google Pay and such. Now coming to the next question, that is regarding your Monetary Policy Committee that has taken certain decisions, and in the statement on developmental and regulatory policy document, there are the decisions that are released of the MPC. So you have to tell me that which of the following statements is or are incorrect in regards to the decision taken by MPC of the RBI. So here, first of all, keeping in view the overall inflation and rise in agricultural input cost over the years, it has been decided by the RBI and the MPC to increase the limit of the collateral-free agricultural loans from rupees 1.6 lakhs to 2 lakhs. So this seems correct. This is the correct statement. AI/ML based model called MuleHunter.ai/TM is being piloted by the Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. So is it being piloted by Rebit, IFTAS or RBIH? So it is being piloted by the RBIH. So do not get confused between the wholly owned subsidiary of RBI. So RBIH, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of RBI, has launched this MuleHunter.ai/TM. Now the MuleHunter.ai/TM has been piloted successfully with 2 large public sector banks yielding encouraging results. So the first and second statements are correct. Third statement is wrong, and that's why E is the answer here. Okay. So this is the basic idea, that the collateral free agricultural loans limit has been increased from 1.6 lakh rupees to 2 lakh rupees, as well as there is the development of the MuleHunter.ai/TM. This is being developed by the RBIH, and there is the MuleHunter.ai/TM. This is being used by 2 public sector banks, and this has given encouraging results in finding the mule accounts, that is the accounts that are being used for the money laundering and such. Okay. So a pilot with 2 large public sector banks has yielded encouraging results, and the banks are encouraged to collaborate more with the RBIH to further use this MuleHunter.ai/TM. Now coming to the next question, recently it was said that the interest rates will be increased, or there is the ceiling of the interest rate, that is being increased for the FCNR accounts. So FCNR accounts are the foreign currency non-resident accounts, where the non-residents or the foreigners, they can deposit their money in the Indian banks in the foreign currency. Okay, so it was said that the ceiling will be increased for the interest rate for the FCNR accounts, so the banks can provide more interest rate to the foreigners, so that the foreigners are incentivized to deposit more of their money in India. So if foreigners are depositing more in India, that means we will receive more dollars in India. So this was the main idea. Okay, now I am getting the answer D here. So I'm getting the answer D here, that is 400 and 500. So in order to attract more capital inflows, the FCNR B accounts, their interest ceiling has been increased for the 1 year to less than 3 years. So FCNR accounts are usually the fixed deposits. So for the 1 year to 3 year to less than 3 years maturity for fixed deposit, for them the limit ceiling has been increased to ARR plus 400 basis point, and deposits with maturity between 3 to 5 years, for that the ceiling has been increased to ARR, that is your alternative reference rate, plus 500 basis point. So 400 and 500. Okay. So alternative reference rate is a benchmark rate. Before the ceiling was ARR plus 250 basis points, and the ceiling was ARR plus 350 basis points. So this was for the deposits of 1 year to less than 3 years, and this was the rate for the ceiling for 3 years to less than to equal to 5 years. Okay, above up to including 5 years. Now the ceiling has been increased to ARR 400 basis points and ARR 500 basis points. ARR is the alternative reference rate, and it is said that the relaxation will be applicable only till March 31st, 2025. Okay, so this is important. Now coming to the next question, that is recently there was the release of the report. Okay, and there was the release of the data by the Ministry of Finance. So data was released by the Ministry of Finance, where the Ministry of Finance showed that how the NPAs have decreased to a decade low in the public sector banks. So Ministry of Finance released the data that the NPAs or non-performing asset has decreased to a decade low. Now you have to tell me that in the data given by the Ministry of Finance, it was said that the NPAs are decreasing, the non-performing assets are decreasing because of one of the strategy of the government, that is the 4R strategy. So what is this 4R? And which of the following, the question is which of the following is not among the 4Rs? Okay, so the data was released by the Ministry of Finance regarding the public sector banks and the decrease in the non-performing asset in the public sector bank. Which of the following is not among the 4R strategy? Which among the following is not the 4R strategy? So recognizing NPAs transparently, this is important. In the NPA category, you have to recognize the NPAs. Resolution and recovery is also important, that you have to resolve the NPAs and recover the NPAs. Recapitalizing the PSBs, this is done by the government. Capitalizing the PSB, providing the capital to the PSBs, actually this is also among the 4R strategy. The wrong is risk identification and transfer mechanism, because we are talking about after the loan has become a NPA. So risk identification happens while the loan is being given. But after the NPA has been formed, after that recognize, after the NPA has started to form, so first recognize the NPA, resolute it, recapitalize the PSBs and reforms in the financial system to address the challenges faced by PSBs. So risk identification and transfer mechanism is not a part of the 4R strategy. Okay, so this 4R strategy you can use in your answer writing also, and this is very important because the government or the Ministry of Finance is talking about this 4R strategy, and the news articles, the PIB, this was mentioned in the PIB. So the PIB is also mentioning about this 4R strategy, so this becomes important. So recognizing the NPAs transparently, resolution recovery of NPAs, recapitalizing the PSBs, providing funds and providing the capital to the public sector banks to come out of any distressful situation, reforms in the governance and operational practices. Okay, so this is all that is required. So NPA has gone down to a decade low at 3.12% in September 2024, and the returns or the net profit of the PSBs of the public sector banks have increased immensely, and in the last year there was a huge net profit that was made by the public sector bank. Okay, so this is the idea. So gross non-performing asset we have discussed has decreased to 3.12%. So gross non-performing asset has decreased to 3.12%. Okay, so this is the idea. So now coming to the next question, the question is regarding the T+0. So there is the amendment that has been done by the SEBI. So SEBI that has brought the T+0 cycle in March 2024 has amended or has brought more norms for the T+0 cycle. So try to answer this. So first of all, in March 2024, SEBI introduced the beta version of T+0 rolling settlement cycle. So currently we follow T+1 settlement cycle. Currently we follow the T+1 settlement cycle, that on T, that is on trade day, the initiation of trade happens, and on the next day the settlement happens. Now there was a beta version of T+0 settlement cycle that was launched, that on the same day trade is initiated and settled. So this was in an optional basis that the customers can follow T+1 or they can follow T+0. So T+0 beta version has been launched for limited number of shares, that is 25 shares only, or 25 number of shares with a limited number of brokers. So for 25 stocks, of the companies, there was a launch of T+0 settlement cycle in the optional basis. Now, optional T+0 settlement cycle shall be made available to top 500 stocks now in terms of market capitalization as on December 31st, 2024. So, this is the update that has happened. This is also correct. The stocks shall be made available for trading and settlement starting with stocks at bottom 100 companies out of the 500 companies, and slowly more and more stocks have to be included in the T+0 settlement cycle until the top 500 companies are included in the T+0 settlement cycle in an optional basis. So this is wrong. Okay. The block deal window under the optional T+0 settlement cycle. So block deal window means the deals that happen in the huge numbers. So for that, there is a special window that will be open for the T+0 settlement cycle also. That is correct. Stock brokers are permitted to charge differential brokerage for T+0 and T+1 settlement cycle. So this is also correct. So only incorrect statement is C, and you have to tell the incorrect statement. So answer is C here. The B statement is actually correct. The B statement is actually correct. Only the C statement is wrong. The B statement is correct because the top 500 shares or stocks will be available in the form of market capitalization, in the terms of market capitalization, and market capitalization will be seen as on December 31st, 2024. Okay, so this is the idea. So this is what we have discussed in the session. We have discussed the block deal and we have discussed the mechanism regarding the block deal. We have discussed all the update that has been released in the T+0 settlement cycle. So if you want to know the updates in the T+0 settlement cycle, you can see the session, okay, on the SEBI update. 31 Jan is for the introduction. See, 31 Jan, in the session also I have clarified that 31 Jan is the date for the bottom 100 shares or stocks to be included in the T+0 settlement cycle. The market capitalization will be seen as on December 31st, 2024. So calculating the market capitalization and identifying that these 500 companies should come under the T+0 settlement cycle in an optional basis. So the market capitalization will be seen on December 31st, 2024. Then a month time is given, that is from 31st Jan, bottom 100 out of the 500, bottom 100 out of the 500. Bottom 100 will come in the T+0, then in the next month, that is after 30 days, the next 100, then next 100, then next 100 and next 100. So in this way, all the 500 stocks will be brought in the T+0 settlement cycle in the monthly basis, but the market capitalization is happening as on December 31st, 2024. After that, 1 month, that is from 31st Jan 2025, the bottom 100 stocks will be brought under the cycle, under the T+0 settlement cycle. Is it clear, Mrityunjay? Try to answer this question that a report has been released by the Reserve Bank of India, that is the study of budget of 2024-25. What is the theme of the report that you have to tell? Okay, so try to answer this. And Mrityunjay, is it clear? So what is the theme of the report? What is the theme of the report? So the theme of the report is fiscal reforms by states. Okay, so the report, that is, yes, the state, a study of budgets of 2024, state finances, a study of budget of 2024-25. This report has been released by the Reserve Bank of India, and the theme of the report is fiscal reforms by states. So the answer is E here. Okay, now this is the report that has been released by the RBI, and it is talking about the fiscal position of the state governments. It has discussed about the fiscal deficit and the revenue deficit of the state governments. Okay, now the question in front of you, try to answer this question. This is from your integrated ombudsman scheme, which is another very important scheme of the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so here you have to tell that which of the following statement is or are correct in regards to the applicability under the scheme. So basically, all commercial banks, including public sector banks, private sector banks, local area banks, foreign banks, payment banks, regional rural banks, scheduled primary urban cooperative banks, and non-scheduled primary urban cooperative banks with deposit size of 150 crores. No, it is 50 crores. So for the non-scheduled primary urban cooperative banks, there is a deposit size that has been specified, that if the non-scheduled primary urban cooperative banks have the deposit size of 50 crores and above, they will also come under the Reserve Bank Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. So all the other banks as well as the non-scheduled primary urban cooperative banks having the deposit size up to 50 crore and above, they will also come under the Reserve Bank Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. All the NBFCs, excluding the housing finance companies which are authorized to accept deposits, or they have the customer interface, and if they have the customer interface with an asset size of 100 crores and above, they will also come under the Reserve Bank Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. So the first and second statements are wrong. The third statement is correct, as in the core investment companies, the infrastructure debt fund, NBFCs, the infrastructure finance companies, as well as the NBFCs that are under the liquidation process, that are under the insolvency process. So they will be excluded from the ambit of the Reserve Bank Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. So only the third statement is correct. Only the third statement is correct. The first one was wrong because it is not 150, it is only 50. Second statement is wrong because it is not 1000, it is only 100. So only the third statement is correct. So only the E is the answer. Okay. So I hope this is very much clear. So these are the entities that are included under the Reserve Bank Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. Okay. So here you can remember the size, asset size and such. Remember that the schemes of the RBI are always very important. Okay. So you need to keep in mind the schemes of the RBI. Now this is the homework question. Before discussing this question, this is the website of EduTap. If you go to edutap.in, you can go to EduTap's website where you can see the free material where you can get more information about the examination. So in the free section, there is the blog. So there are the blogs that are provided to you. For exam information, strategy, success story, there are the blogs that are provided that you can read. Okay. So you will get the information about the exam that you are preparing for. Let's say you are preparing for the RBI Grade B. So you can get more information about the RBI Grade B examination. Okay. So this is the idea that for any exam you are preparing, you can get more information about the examination. You can also know about the strategy for the different components, as well as you can also know about the success stories, and you can get the tips from the success stories in the written form. Okay. As well as in the website itself, there are the courses that are provided to you, so that you can, like, the information about the courses is provided so that you can know about the courses, what all you will be getting, who all will be teaching, what is the price and everything. So that has been provided to you. Okay. So this is the idea. Now coming to the homework question. So this is the homework question for you. I hope you will be easily able to answer this question. This is again a question from the Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. So this is a question, that is, the scheme itself is very important and the question is very important. So try to answer this. This is it for today's session. I hope you enjoyed the session and you were able to know that there can be a mixture of questions that can come. Some questions will be very much direct, easy, but some questions will be quite complicated or lengthy at least. Okay. So try to practice a lot of different kind of questions. So this is it for today's session. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining, and let's meet in the next session with another topic. Okay. So this is it for today. Thank you for joining everyone.